In this video, I'm going to talk about how to be a better leader when you're not in charge. Like, you don't want to get stuck on the sidelines or feel like you're stuck on the sidelines in your career. You don't want to feel like, you are in a relationship, in a marriage where you're trying to lead it in a direction, but you don't necessarily feel like you have necessarily the qualities either. These are things that I have struggle with in career, in relationship, and all of this stuff. So I give you all of the game that I have went through and just my take on it. So number one, you want to understand the priorities, right? So whatever you're in, I say whatever bubble you're in, if your bubble is your career, your job, if your bubble is your marriage, if your bubble is anything else, right? You want to understand the priorities. When I first worked at IBM, I came in and I was getting talked to by my manager, we were just getting to know each other like the first week. And it was cool because for me, we had just launched, myself and a few friends from college, we had just launched a social media content sharing website called Mustache. It was like a Pinterest for men. I was all excited about it. So I ended up talking about that because I thought that, talking about my entrepreneurship ventures would really, really help me in this big organization and everything. And so what I realized was the conversation kind of started to take a turn for the South that I didn't anticipate, right? So she's sitting back and asking me questions, kind of grilling me. Well, if you have these other things that you enjoy doing that you are prioritizing, how can you be an employee in this business where you say that ultimately you want to be a manager, ultimately you want to lead? And I realized that, I didn't have the priorities of that bubble in line. I had the priorities of a different bubble and a different company and organization that I was running with a few friends, but I didn't have the bubble in line that I really, that I was talking about. That was the subject matter at the time, right? So understand what the priorities are of the business of whatever bubble that you're working in. And once you understand those, then you're able to identify the qualities that you need, the conversations that you need to have in order to be a better leader in that. Number two, build strategic relationships. Now, this isn't like a sleazy thing like, build the relationships of people that can get you in charge. No, what this means is find people that you admire, find people in areas that you want to be in, and really get to know those people, really get to understand those people, and take those qualities that you like and implement them and disseminate them in your work, and disseminate them in areas of people that you might already lead on a smaller scale. I had after I worked at IBM, I worked for a small cybersecurity company, and I had a manager who was phenomenal. And why he's phenomenal was for the simple thing. During like lunchtime, he would always tell me, he would say, hey, anytime during the day, if we don't have like any client meetings, he's like, just block off your calendar for, I know at the time, it's 10 years ago, I still made videos on YouTube. He's like, so you have time to make content when it's light out and, times where you might feel the most energetic. And because he cared that much about me and the things that I found valuable outside of work, because we all have lives outside of our 9 to 5 or outside of the work that we do. I was like, I would do anything for him at work. He was the best leader. He was the best manager. I realized some of the qualities, most of the qualities that he has, I have learned to adopt because I thought that those were so beneficial. And for me, I'm like, I just want to take that and I want to pass those along. And I want people that I lead to be able to look at me just like I looked at him and be like, I'll run through a wall for you, especially the time that I'm here. So when you build strategic relationships, you're able to find people that you admire. You're able to find people that are doing the things that you want to do in the right way. And then when it's your time to lead, you are able to use those qualities and lead in a way that you have been led by, that you've deemed important, that you really like. Number three, create value visibility. So especially when you're not in an area where you have a level of, where you aren't in charge or anything, what you want to be doing is you want to always be showing that you're creating value. Because if you are in a leadership position, or if there are people who are above you, or if you are just, again, whatever bubble that you're in, a lot of people are very busy. So sometimes you have to open your mouth. You have to talk about the things that you're good at. You have to show the things that you've done. You have to show the initiative that you're taking. And once you do that, then if somebody's like, "Ooh, that's great. I give you the go ahead to run with it," then you are able to go and teach and disseminate that information to other people. And what that does is now you become the SME. You become the subject matter expert. And when you do that, that helps you be put in a more official leadership position over time, because they're sitting, they're looking at you, they're saying, what you've done is invaluable. The things that you've created, the things that you've done, how you've taught this knowledge is invaluable. We need to put you in this position because you are going to help everybody else and you're going to move this organization along faster. You're going to move whatever. I keep using bubble because it might just be not just be a corporate thing or a career thing for you. It could be something else, but you are going to move the people who look at you in a way and that they want to be where you're at. You're going to be able to move them along with you. So again, make sure that you're regularly updating whoever is the lead on achievements, ideas, the areas that you find that you are able to provide that value and expertise. Those things are going to help because those things are, I always say, you're able to take something off the plate of somebody who's in charge. If you are able to take that off somebody somebody's plate who's in charge, they're going to look at you and say, okay, cool. You've taken this all off my plate. You lead the charge on that stuff, right? Develop leadership presence. Now, this isn't a dictatorship. This isn't anything like that. Practicing empathy, practicing active listening, showing other people that you actually find them valuable along outside of just maybe what they're doing for you in the moment. I think that this is areas where I have seen leadership where I haven't loved the best, because I'm like, oh, you don't necessarily care about me as a person. There's not a whole lot of empathy or understanding, or really just, again, like overall care and kindness. So over in the long run, like, you're not going to be able to pull the best out of me because I'm having a hard time with you as a person. And then areas that I've led like that, I used to run an apparel company, and early on I felt very insecure because I'm putting all my money in the company and whatever. And it's like, I led like that because I was insecure, and I was like, oh, I have to lead in a way that's just dollars and cents. And I came off like the people that I didn't like working for, right? And I ended up doing the things that I didn't like done to me. So I realized, and when it flipped was when I led with empathy, when I led with care, when I led with understanding and active listening. I was like, oh, I'm able to pull the best out of people. It's so much more enjoyable for me to be in this leadership position. And then there's the flow is just so much better because everybody's here enjoying it. We are all working towards a common cause. And then we feel this just elevated enjoyment together, right? And so those are the soft skills when it comes to leadership that, again, most of the people that are subscribed to my channel, most people that follow me are men, right? If it's always rah-rah and always this kind of like hard iron fist and this must be done this way, you're not going to get the best out of people because not everybody responds to that. Some people do, but some people don't as well. And so if you understand and you listen, you show empathy, you can understand, hey, who needs to be led like that? And you can see who, if you try to lead them like that, who it's going to crush and it's going to completely demoralize them, right? So when you lead, it's leading differently for different people, but it's showing empathy and active listening and understanding so you can understand what people need in the moment. So these things are things that even if you are not in charge, you are able to be a better leader. Again, number one, understanding priorities of the bubble that you're in. Number two, build strategic relationships. Number three, create value visibility. Number four, develop leadership presence. In this channel, in this video, I'm just trying to give as much knowledge as I can to men, women, whoever watches this. I know mostly men watch this, so that we can just be better in our career, in our marriages, in our relationship, in our fitness, those core things that allow for life to be great and fun. So if you like this video, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.